It's 2025, guys, and apparently the old theory still works for eBay. If you are not listing a lot of items, you can pretty much forget about, having a shop that is very, very active. The algorithm is so smart that it kind of understands when you are active, when you are willing to put in the work to, to sell. And as soon as it identifies that you are not ready to put in the work, like you are not listing the way you should, you might just be left behind. This is the truth of this game. There's no way that you can actually succeed on eBay without actually, listing items. I'm just taking a look at my listings now, and yes, some of these items have been listed for a very, very long time. And this is the time for me to actually go ahead and prioritize, listing new items on eBay. Because yes, last week I did list a few items, but I'm just taking a look at this items right now, and I see that I have to actually do more work in listing new stuff. These are PCs that have been listed for a very, very long time, and the nature of the things I sell is that sometimes these items you just go ahead and list them one time and it keeps selling, because one way or the other I tend to get this kind of PC again. So if I outsell the inventory, which is if I have 5 pieces and I've sold the 5 pieces, I just deactivate the listing, and sometimes I even go ahead to delete these listings. But the main thing is these listings have been here for a very, very long time. Sometimes I never ever get to delete them. All I have to do is just to update the inventory number right here, and because I do that all the time, I tend to leave these listings. And these are PCs that were listed, like I said, a very, very long time, although this was listed not so long ago. And this one right here was one banger PC. Sold a lot of this PC, and yes, I still have one piece left, hoping I'm able to get more pieces of this PC. This is a complete PC right here. This I think I have to take out because I realized that this PC is no longer available for sale. And this processor, I think I already sold 3 pieces of this, yes, and I still have 1 piece of this left. Just taking a look at what I have left. This is good, this is there, this is there, this is there, and this DDR4 RAM, for one funny reason or the other, I've not really sold a lot of this. So one thing I have to do, yes, I already sold 2, but I still have I think 5 or 6 pieces of this particular DDR3 RAM. So I'm going to go ahead, edit the listing as well, so that we'll see what is wrong with that. This one right here, I think I have to delete that, because some of these PCs, they also sell on my website, and as soon as I sell on my website, I have to actually come here and manually remove them from eBay. This particular power supply, this was the one I made a video of. As at now, it's only gotten 7 people taking a look at it, but I honestly feel like this is going to sell anytime soon. And this one right here, this is still available on this website on eBay, and this is still there. It's a complete PC, very decent condition. We have 4 pieces of this. Hopefully that should also sell as soon as possible. This one right here is actually been here for quite a long time. I wouldn't know why that is not selling right now, but yes, they are adequately promoted at 5%, even though eBay is actually recommending me that I promote this thing at 4.7%. I also have to check why this is not selling. Perhaps I just need to only reduce the price and it's going to go. This was the beautiful laptop that sold a few days ago. This is one decent laptop that I have, and I understand that this is a laptop that people really want to get. It's a beautiful laptop, and it's one offer that has been selling for me. I actually have 2 types of this laptop. We have the HP EliteBook 745G6. I also have the HP EliteBook 745G5. They are pretty much the same, but just that the processor on these laptops are different. This one sold today. I still have to take a look and see how that's going to be shipped out, and that is a Western Digital HDD Blue. I have a Dell Optiplex 5040. It's also a very good PC, sells all the time. And yes, we have this headphone, also a very decent headphone. I've sold quite a lot of this. I don't know how many I've sold as at date. eBay says 12, but I've actually sold more than 12 of these on my website also. This is something I tend to sell all the time. All right, and the list just keep going on and on and on. Of course, we have SSDs right here, and sometimes these SSDs they sell I still have a lot of these things. As a matter of fact, I have well over 300 pieces of, NVMe SSDs, SATA SSDs that can actually go ahead and list. But the problem is that sometimes, things get so busy that I really do not have time to start to list again. I have my kind of bread and butter PCs right here, PCs that I tend to sell over and over and again. But just like it's a character of, selling PCs and accessories online, if you sell PCs, you are going to be getting a ton of accessories. I'm talking about different things. You're going to be getting cables, RAM sticks, front blend. In case you do not know what front, I'm just going to show you. A front blend is pretty much this blend you have right here covering the PC, because sometimes you receive PCs that are in very bad condition. You don't want to sell the PC, and then all you have to do is to tear the PC apart and just take out stuff. You get DVD drives, DVD writers. You get, what else do you get? You get main boards, you get processors, CPU fans. So in the warehouse, I have a ton of items, But right now, the way it looks, we have to actually prioritize listing items. That particular offer needs to be deleted because these ones, they already sold on my website, and just makes no sense leaving them on eBay. If I have to list them again, which I would definitely do, because if I find the PC again, I still have the monitors, I can actually make a very good offer that somebody might be interested in. So the deal is, if you do not list on eBay, man, it might be difficult. If the eBay system doesn't see that you are active, it might just be difficult for you, to put things up. This graphic card here, I've sold 21 pieces of this graphic card, and I still have, even though it says I have one left, I still have like 10 or 20 pieces of this. I just need to update the quantity and let it go. So this is the beautiful, thing about selling computer accessories. You keep just getting the same thing over and over and again. You see, there's every possibility that I'm going to get this Radeon HD 7350 again. It might not be today, it might not be next week, but at some point in the future, I definitely will be able to get this graphic card again. And when I do, all I have to do is just to go ahead, bring the pictures wherever I've saved them on my computer and make sure that they are listed again. So it's a decent category to sell in, given that you can actually take pictures just once and then continue to use these pictures over and over and over again. There are some categories where every time you go thrifting, you always need to come back, and make new pictures. And this is a lot of work if you take a look at it. Personally, I did not enjoy listing. I kind of enjoy packing items. I kind of enjoy selling items, because in any case, if you sell on eBay, you definitely need to enjoy selling items, But listing items, even though I've heard people can actually use VAs to do this stuff, but I'm not just a big fan of using VAs to list, because at the end of the day, it's just going to be a lot of work. Sometimes it takes me, about 15 minutes or 20 minutes to list, an item like, say, this Lenovo ThinkCentre M720T on eBay. Just like 20 minutes. If I have to give it to my VA, I have to first of all, send the pictures, go on my computer, try to send pictures to the VA, and then ensure that the VA has actually done a good job in listing the item, even though I pretty much have a template for everything. But I just don't want to waste that time. I feel like I'm in better control if I just go ahead, and list my items myself. So guys, yes, it is what it is. I have to actually prioritize listings. Now that I'm in the warehouse today, one thing I want to do is to make sure I go around, take a look at, some of the big items I can get, as well as the small items. Small items in this case will mean things like graphic cards, things like, headphones, things like network adapters, things like wireless LAN card and stuff like that. This kind of takes longer time to list because they are kind of small items. You have to take a look at the model number, but the big items in this case will be, some PCs that I already thought I wasn't going to sell because perhaps the PC just have some, scratches on the housing. Take a look at them. And then those that I can really go ahead and tear up, I'm definitely going to, do that, tear them up, take stuff out like the main board, power supply, and make sure I sell these things. This is the work that happens behind the scene. And sometimes it's kind of hard to capture some of this work, but what I'm trying to do next is to make sure I have my camera rolling so that at every time I'm able to capture some of the things that goes on behind the scene, because I understand that a lot of people might be interested in selling on eBay, and the best thing I can actually do from my side is to give you the clearest expectation, to give you the clearest idea of what you should expect if you decide to come into this category, because I wouldn't want a situation where you you quit your job, which I do not advise that you do, and then you come in here and then suddenly realize that, look, man, there's a lot of work to be actually done. Yes, it's an interesting category to sell in, but sometimes you have to keep listing items, and sometimes items just also come here and they just sit. It is what it is. There is no direct guarantee that all these items will sell. But if you continue to, list your items, given that you do your due diligence to check what items are selling, take a look at my shop. These are pretty much what I have noticed to sell over a long time. I kind of use, the eBay research tool to check for some of these pieces. When I see that they are selling from a competitor, I just go ahead, look for a way to, reach out to suppliers everywhere. Like, I really dig deep to actually see how I can actually get who has this PC and who can actually make me a good deal that I can actually go ahead and sell on eBay. This one right here sold for 250 euros. Yes, I'm going to take a look at it. Possibly, I wouldn't know what the person chose, but I'll take a look at it and see exactly how that can be shipped out. Yes, it's weekend. First of all, I'm very happy because next week is a holiday in Germany, all right? That would mean that I'm going to be taking my kids, my family, we're going to be going somewhere to just relax. We're going to a location called Wagen am See. If you are conversant with Bayern in Germany, you should definitely know, this location is a very beautiful place. We're going to be camping there for 4 days, all right? So I'm already excited for that, and I am also excited for the fact that I can actually go ahead today, tomorrow, up till Sunday and list a lot of items and hopefully, put my shop then on holiday mode. And with these listings I'm going to do today, it's kind of a marathon listing. I definitely will see some results next week in terms of sales because unfortunately, there's just no way to go around this. Yes, I'm not a big fan of listings. You might also be not a big fan of listings. You hate listing. You just don't want to sit down for an extended period of time, trying to list items, taking a look at the optical condition, testing them, making photos. Yes, this is kind of difficult. It's not fun. But if you kind of put that on lockdown, man, you are going to be successful on this platform because if you keep listing and listing good items in this case, and listing items that have very competitive prices, you are definitely going to be selling. And if you're doing your due diligence of shipping out your items on time, the eBay system is going to see you as a serious seller. Possibly you're going to be a top-rated seller, and this just goes a long way to unlocking your shop and making it possible that whenever you list items and the items are in the best condition, eBay will bring traffic to that item and it will definitely sell. It's a freestyle video just to tell you that, look, listing is one thing that you ought to do if you have decided to sell on this eBay street. And it also doesn't matter if it's just on eBay. If you decide to sell on any platform, be it Facebook Marketplace, Amazon, whatnot, listing is something that you cannot circumvent. So the earlier you begin to fall in love with it, the better it's just going to be, for you. This is a freestyle video, like I said. I hope you get some value out of it. And if you resonate with flipping PCs or even flipping other kind of hardwares on eBay, definitely ensure you are subscribed. Do me a favor, go ahead and click on the like button. Until I see you again in the next video, peace out.